It does have a good mic on it.
So we'll just put it there and hope that I'll turn it just a hair. Want to get into it?
Let's do it, dude. It's rolling over there, so.
Cool.
That light just shut off, dude. You saw that?
Oh yeah, it happens.
Word. Hell yeah. What's up, dude? Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Stevie. This is Pev. Well, I should say Devin Pett, a.k.a. the quintessential Jude. We're out here. This is Life Talks number 3. Devin, I'm stoked to have you as, like, my guest on here, dude. When you're a guest in your studio right now.
Yeah, we're in my studio, Modern City Folk, and Stevie lives here at Modern City Folk, and he's coming up with this new thing, Life Talks, and he asked me to be on it, and I'm like, of course, we've worked together before and stuff, and this is just, I'm excited to be here, you know, like I'm ready to talk some music. I'm ready to talk, man.
Let's get it, dude. But yeah, so
tell me about, like, okay, what is you said this is like the 3rd episode, right?
Yeah.
So what's your experience been like so far with it?
It's been really fun, dude. I've been working in North Carolina. This is my first Tennessee, Nashville episode that I've done. So I've been in Charlotte for the past like year and a half out there. That's like the area I'm from out there. So we're like families all over at. And so I worked with a guy out there. His name's Dagan Journey. Shout out Dagan. He's the fucking man. He fucking kills it. He's in Mint Hill, North Carolina. So I've been working in a studio in Mint Hill, and like we've just been getting everything like it's a nice little town out there. And then it's what is it? And so we've been working on he has a home studio out there himself, and it's just really very well put together. He's like put a lot of time into creating the space that he wanted out of it, and it's a good place to work out. So like I've been working with him and I interviewed him first for my very first one, and then I brought in another guy that's just in the Charlotte music scene out there, had him come by, and shout out Steve in the Dream, he's fucking awesome. We fucking did the same thing, just set up the phone. Well, no, Dagan had a camera that he used, so we used his camera for one of them, we used my phone for the second one, and he has like good lighting set up and all this stuff too, so we just really like did that shit. And we're same thing we did with this, just kind of like putting things together, just kind of being like, all right, how can we like situate this, get into looking good, and did our thing with it. So
yeah, I feel like collaboration between artists and producers and the like, and people like working in the entertainment industry, I feel like it's very important, and it's also like in our region. I can't speak for like Raleigh, right, or Charlotte. I can't speak for like North Carolina because I wouldn't know, but here in Nashville, I feel like there's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of community between artists and people doing art and entertainment things, and it's easy to get another person in the room to interview or to record something.
And people love like talking about what they're like, especially in our entertainment kind of creative field. People love like and need to be able to share like and communicate what they're doing. Like
exactly.
If that's your goal, if that's something you're trying to do, then all the platforms you can reach any way of doing it, any like through podcasts, through interviews, through having bands come through your house to do music and practice out of, to record and all that stuff. Like they're all just ways to spread what we do. And what we do isn't just strictly I am a musical artist, like that's the only thing. No, like we offer so much more to the world and what we're able and capable of doing.
Yes, especially nowadays with technology, you can teach yourself how to do anything virtually, and with technology also they make it affordable to do a lot of things like podcasting or creating video content or music studio. Stuff like that, and make it affordable to where you can do a decent job. We're using a $50 mic right now.
Yeah, it's literally just a little $50 mic.
We're using an iPhone and a $50 mic, and you know, we're running some stuff through like my setup over here because we happen to be in my room, but we could be doing this with less.
Absolutely.
And that's the beauty of
it. We could literally take like a phone microphone, not even video. You could just do it with the phone microphone. Just set it on a table. Set it on the floor, dude. Like, fuck, you don't even have a table. It's like, put it on the floor and just fucking
Usually
talk.
when I've had video interviews, that's the concept. That's like the setup, is there's like an iPhone or somebody has the nicest phone in the room, and they set it up and make sure it has space on it, and you press record and it's good to go.
Yeah.
And that's what's awesome, is just the accessibility of technology and accessibility of like help. You know, you can reach out on Facebook nowadays to a certain page or whatever. Shout out to Yep, the young
page is awesome. Yeah,
the Young Entertainment Professionals page on Facebook.
Is that a strictly like that's the Nashville chapter of it, right?
I'm not
Don't they have
sure.
like chapters? Is that kind of how they operate?
I think that's how it works, because it seems as though whenever I post there, it's usually Nashville local or in the region or whatever. I think
I'm
that's
sure there
how
are
it
people
works.
like who move on to New York or someone or in fucking like LA or something that's like, or even fucking random ass fucking wherever the fuck like can add themselves into the page or something. I think you have to like be in Nashville though for this. I think that's like one of those pages where you verify or something.
Not true. Well, you might have to, but I think you can get away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think Kat was a member of Yep, and she lived in Florida for a while.
Okay, word.
Kat is my girlfriend, and she's also the assistant
director.
manager, director of operations for Modern City Folk. She helps me out with stuff.
Shout out Kat.
Shout out Kat. She's gonna see this and smile. Hopefully. Yeah, kind of lost my train of thought. But what should we get into? Did you want to ask me anything?
Yeah. So you brought up just the Nashville community and everything. So you've been living in Nashville for 20 years. Is that what you said earlier?
I'm 27, and I've been living here since year 2000.
Word.
So I've been here about 20 years. I moved here with my family when I was like 7 from Southern California, and the week that we moved into our shitty ass apartment in Goatsville, Tennessee, we were moving stuff in and out of storage, and we came across my dad's guitar case. And I asked him, like, what's this? And he showed me his old ass guitar that he said he never used, that he's had since he was 18. Do the math on that. Old ass guitar. And he gave it to me. And he had it restrung, and he gave it to me, and I started teaching myself music.
That's dope. And so you were self-taught?
Yeah. I've taught myself everything I know. I've had like very few lessons. I've just been a fly on the wall, kind of like a sponge soaking up information since then. It was a very, like, when I found that guitar, I like realized that it was something I was very passionate about. And since that moment, when I was 7, I started studying art and music and have not stopped a single day since then.
Nice, dude.
Everything I hear, everything I see, it's all art. It's all song, and I've like studied it all, you know.
That's awesome. What do you mean by you like studied it?
Since I was young, I've just been asking myself, like, what makes this music? What makes it good? How could I make something similar? And then I would try. And it took me a while to get to the point where I was good enough at my instrument and knew enough about life and music and whatnot to make good art. Around age 13, I started writing songs because I was just good enough to be able to do so.
Yeah.
And wrote a lot of poetry and started making artwork, a little bit of visual art and stuff. And dude, when I was 15, I wish I could be the same baller I was when I was 15, because I had some balls, dude. I'll tell you what.
Oh, word.
Check this out. When I was 15 years old, I walked half a mile down the street to this like shopping center, and there was a music store.
Okay.
And I walked in there and I said, I want to play music for money. And they said, okay, well, we've got this like little outdoor event that's going on. We'll give you like a $10 certificate if you play for 45 minutes. And I said, bet.
That's awesome, dude.
And in the same shopping center, I booked myself at a Starbucks.
Okay.
I made good money on that too.
Word. Starbucks is paying out.
Yeah, no, I got like $45 in tips.
Word. Oh, that's awesome.
Me, I was at Kroger buying all sorts of soda and snacks and stuff. You already know.
That's the thing when you're young too, and you're doing shows, and I did stuff like that too. Like people want to be like, oh, let me support the little 15-year-old Devin. Here you go.
I was
take this little 10.
Oh man, I wish you guys could understand. I was so terrible. Like, it wasn't that I was bad at music, but I was so nervous that I did a very bad job because I wasn't really a performer yet. I wasn't experienced as a performer, so I'd get up there.
No, I was definitely like too, being 15.
This song is called, what is the song called?
Not knowing.
I was just like, it was bad. I was not a good performer. I was not a good like
entertainer
yet. But it was something that you have to practice and work at, you know. Obviously I wasn't going to get right in front of a microphone and be like, hey, what's up, this song's called blah blah at like age 15.
My name is Devin Pett. I'm the quintessential
But I played good music. I played the songs and I played them well. I was so nervous I didn't know what they were called, that's all.
Word.
But you know, you
forgot
progress.
the names right before you performed?
Exactly. I was very nervous. I booked myself in that any place I thought I could get booked. There was like 2 churches in that same shopping center. I got booked there too because they would have
at the churches.
Yeah, because they would have local events with secular music, like not Christian.
Yeah.
They would have like local artists, rock music,
That's
mostly,
cool.
and songwriters. And I opened up at a church in Glenbrook, Hendersonville, Tennessee, called Good Shepherd.
Okay.
It was a long ass time ago, probably
Word, dude.
12 years ago, and I opened a show for like the rest of the night was going to be all like metal music, and I opened the show with me and my nylon string acoustic guitar, older than me, like twice as old as me, and I opened up the show and I was playing fine and doing a great job, and then there's these two girls right up front row, and one of them kind of winked at me or something, and I stopped playing, and I was like, I was just like distracted as fuck. And that's one thing I learned, a very hard lesson that day. It was like, you are performing, it's all eyes are on you. It doesn't matter what's going on around you at all. Even if girls are flashing
everything.
you or winking at you or whatever, you got to keep going because the show must go on, so to speak. So, so what happened was like everybody in the whole crowd's like, what? Because there's not like really a point in the song where it should stop.
Okay.
And they were all like, is that it? And I was like, yep, that's it. And they all clapped, and I went on to the next song, and I was like, oh my god.
You did a good job of like carrying it on though. I mean, you could have.
It was bad, dude.
Yeah.
I make it sound better than it was. It was pretty embarrassing.
You could have been like, I mean, I don't know the situation, I guess.
It was
but
pretty
like,
embarrassing.
Word.
I mean,
but
I
you
give
also
myself
lived it.
props,
You weren't the one watching it. So I mean, it could have played out different because I mean, you lived it. Of course,
I
you're
bet
gonna.
half the people weren't even paying attention. They're all talking, and you know how it is at a show.
Yeah, they're in their own, and it's a church event thing.
But I learned from that.
Was it like a church event, or was it just like, hey, we
the
are
church
also a
would
venue?
hold shows because at that point, the music community.
Let me just double check here too, just make
Sure.
sure everything's still going. Yeah, we're good. Cool.
The music community was a very it was a big thing, especially amongst the youth, and so they realized this, I think, and they would sponsor shows. They would let us hold shows at the venue at the church because they were able to, because you know they have musicians there all the time for worship and whatnot. But I think it was just a good way to make sure that we weren't doing anything bad, and also bring kids to church, even though it wasn't worship. We were in a church. You know, it's just a good place for kids to be, even if they're not religious. Maybe they'll poke their head around and be like, maybe I want to be religious now.
Yeah.
Or, it's just a good, wholesome, safe place for people, and they were letting us do our music.
That's awesome.
And they were letting us be us, and they were watching over us very carefully. They wouldn't let us mosh. They wouldn't let us smoke. They wouldn't let us drink. If you were fucked up, they would kick you out. It was well run and stuff, and it was very beneficial, especially because now, look, 12 years later, I'm talking on an interview about how important this was to me.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that reminds me a lot of like Rocket Town out here, dude. Same kind of thing, just like a spot.
Same vibe.
It's like church based, but it's a place where the doors are open, like whatever faith you are, whatever background or anything about that you are, you come hang out.
Exception.
Exactly.
Acceptance,
exactly.
That's what a lot of people need, I feel
They'll do everything from fucking because I worked over there too, so I had like no fucking Rocket Town shit. They would have everything from like fucking metal ass shows in the fucking white building, and dance classes going on in the flex room, and
worship
then like
on Sundays,
worship, and then they had
Wednesdays,
fucking like metal
hip-hop.
fucking heavy bands coming through the main room and shit like that. And then they have a skate park, so it's like all that shit.
Yeah,
that's dope. That's just the same kind of like vibe of like the place I'm getting. So so that's really cool, dude. I respect that too. Just like a church that can open their doors and just say, hey, like this is what we even if like it's not like a Christian based thing or something like that, we want you guys to come in and just feel accepted here. That you can come here and be safe and not be judged or anything like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around now with like venues and stuff. You'll see like in windows around East Nashville and areas in Nashville, you'll see like this like specific like poster in the windows sometimes, and it says like, we accept all races, all sex, all religious views, like just pretty much saying like, you are welcome here, as long as you're not causing trouble. You know?
No, that's awesome.
That's a big thing nowadays. I think it's very important to people. It's like just being accepting of other people's faith and their views and sexuality and stuff like that. I feel like finally there's like somewhat of this like move like globally to like try to like unify as like humankind rather than like
instead of
races
distance and
yeah, we're trying to come together, and I think a lot of that might have to do with the internet, to be real.
It does.
That's something that's
Absolutely.
brought us together in the past, 30-ish years, 30, 40 years.
For sure.
It's changed everything.
It definitely has, dude. No, like fucking major companies and corporations have
Mhm.
fucking fallen apart and had to like, or restructured totally just
or
to
done
keep
way
up.
better because of.
Absolutely.
Like Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix, the second they started streaming and stopped worrying so much about renting DVDs.
And sending and mailing out and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they still do that shit, I think.
But yeah, they do.
But, I mean, they saw, where it was going and they got with the times, and look where they're at now. There's like,
They're one of the biggest
names. They are big names, Or
in the
they are
streaming world of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, dude. Hold on. I'm going to get my other water, and I'm going to get my little PBR. Hold on. You can tell them what you do. Tell them what you do out there.
All right, so Stevie left the room, so I'm just going to tell you about myself. I'm Jude Quinn. I write and perform and produce music, all genres, mostly rock and roll, indie songwriter. I've been working on beat production, lo-fi, progressive house, just all sorts of stuff. I like to think of myself as a jack of all trades when it comes to like art in general. We're sitting in my studio. There's drums over there. There's guitars and bass and ukulele. I can play them.
I'll show them
all.
real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, show them around, dude.
So hold on. So we got like little sound pads and stuff set up right now too. But what's up, Devin, Pev. We got the computer bass. We got drums. We got artwork. Shout out Kat. We got guitars, couches, chairs. All this speaker sound system right there. So it's a good studio. A lot can be done out of here. A lot does get done out of here.
Yes, we're doing shit, man. We're working every day.
It's a really cool space. No, y'all put in some real work to like make this
We
little
just
place
moved in
happen.
here. We just moved in here like a month and a half ago. To set up.
There we go. I accidentally hit the little like record button, but it's back. We're good. Ding ding. There we go.
Ding ding.
But yeah.
So what else, man?
What has been your favorite like just career experience throughout your time as an artist, as just in this whole journey of all this stuff?
Recently, in February of this year, in January of this year, I made plans to record in February at Dark Horse Institute and the Dark Horse Lodge here in Nashville. My 13-song acoustic, or it's not necessarily acoustic, but it's like a songwriter, like indie album. It's kind of the softer side of my music.
Okay.
I have a lot of music and I have a lot of songs ready to go. And I did like a month's worth, about a month's worth of pre-production. I did everything, like the way you're supposed to do it. And I just went hard as fuck and was super inspired and super motivated, and hired all these people to come and play on it, and assigned them like parts, and like I just ran shit for
That's
this
awesome.
project, and it was so good, and so like what came out of it. It's not done yet. I still have to work on it. Still like doing overdubs, and gotta mix it and master it, and I've got some work to do, but like the base of it, the skeleton is all recorded, and it's like my masterpiece. It just goes to show you, like, if you really put in the time and effort, you can make something really great. You just have to really be focused on it. And that was probably the best experience I've had so far. I've had a lot of them, but like in my personal music career, it was just such an uplifting like few weeks, like recording.
Right on.
We had like 5 days in the studio, 5 like really long days in the studio with all these different people coming in and play different instruments and stuff, and it's just like my best work ever.
That's awesome.
And it took a lot out of me and took a lot of effort, but I'm like really proud of myself for doing it.
Right on, dude. No, absolutely. That was this most recent album, or is that the one?
No, the stuff that I just released is stuff that we recorded at Dark Horse Institute as well, but it was a while back.
Gotcha.
And that was with my band.
Okay, right on. So what was this versus that project?
So this
versus,
project...
Is it still the quintessential Jude?
It's still me. It's still Jude Quinn, the quintessential the quintessential Jude. It's just different music. It's softer music. It's more like songwriter based rather than like this hard rock kind of crunchy stuff. It's way different music. It's more laid back. It kind of sounds like a Bright Eyes album.
Word.
It's
That's
got
fun.
a lot of instrumentation and kind of themes to the songs, and really wordy and moody and sad sometimes. And,
Yeah.
it's my best work.
That's awesome, dude. When do you see that coming out? What needs?
That's a good question. So like I still have to record some stuff, and then I plan on mixing it myself most likely, and then I'm gonna have it mastered. So there's like a few more steps, and there's more than that even. You know how it is. You have to like prepare for launches and stuff like that, especially with an album. But I would see probably sometime in the next year.
Word.
But I'm also working on other stuff, like I'm working on singles, I'm working on another EP, so you can expect stuff to be released before then.
That's awesome.
Like a lot of stuff. I'm working on a lot of stuff right now, but that's like my kind of, it's not
Lane,
necessarily
almost, yeah.
It's not like really a secret, but it's kind of something I'm working on in the background a little bit.
Okay, that's what's up, dude. That's dope shit. What's, now, do you see value, you said that you're going to mix everything yourself. Do you see value in yourself mixing everything? Because, I mean, I definitely do that to an extent. Sometimes there's times when I would want to pass it off to someone.
Yeah.
Do you, as an artist, because that's something that, like, so many people in our lane, especially, like, people, like, trying to independently do something, whether they're an artist or a videographer or something like that, and they're like, do you feel the need to mix it yourself, to have that full control over the sound, or would you be comfortable like paying someone however much they need to do it and getting it right?
This is a great question. I have a lot to say on this topic also.
Because there is,
glad you asked.
because there is so much that goes into like on like the mental, like I have to commit to doing this and get it done, and it's one more thing that I personally have to finish and do all this stuff and watch over, versus just being able to say, here's fucking $250 or whatever, like however much, I don't know, people charge it, but like however much to like say, here, just get it, just here's the whole project, get it done. Like, thank you, I trust your judgment.
So this is a good question, especially for me, because I have been teaching myself audio for like 3 years now, and I've had a bad experience with handing off my music to a mixer. And in the time that he took to mix my project, it took about 1 year and 2 months for him to mix 5 songs.
Yeah.
I became such a good audio engineer that I trust myself to mix my own music. So I've come to the point where I would suggest to any artist who's able and willing to learn how to record themselves at the very least, and then maybe even dig into like mixing themselves and stuff. It really just depends on like if you think you're capable, if you think you can get what you want out of your own skill set. I'm to the point where I feel like I could do just as good a job, if not better, than the people I'm paying to mix my stuff. So why would I pay anyone? But that's me.
I get that.
You guys, like, not everyone's into this audio like we are. Not
Just get my jacket
everyone's
real
like into not everyone's capable, but I have put in the effort to ensure that I can be in control of more of my projects. And honestly, I'm to the point where I personally want to do everything that I can by myself, because I know where it's at. I know like what it sounds like. I know when it's going to be done, because I'm the fucker working on it. So it's whenever I get it done, I know who to fucking kick in the ass to get working on it. It's me.
Right.
You know, and I don't have to go to anybody else. I don't have to trust anyone. I don't trust anyone. I just
That's
don't
what comes
trust
down to it,
anyone
yeah.
nowadays. I'd rather do it myself, because I don't want to worry about, is this guy working on my shit? Is he doing a good job? Is he gonna fuck me in the asshole? All these things.
Yeah.
If I don't give anybody the opportunity to fuck me, they won't ever get to fuck me. I'm just tired of getting fucked. So I told myself I'm gonna do it myself.
So you told him, fuck it.
That's my attitude. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm out here in my lane doing my thing. And I can do it all here in my house. I go to the studio still, but I could do it all here in my house, and I have. So why would I pay anyone?
Right on, dude.
That's where I am with it. If you aren't like us and you don't work in audio as much, and you're not so like into all of that world, just find people who you can trust and make sure you're not getting ripped off, and sign contracts. Sign some fucking contracts, because contracts make shit real. If you sit down with a motherfucker and you're like, okay, bet, I'll pay you half up front, and then the other half on delivery, but you got to sign this contract. They're gonna look it over and be like, oh, okay, you know. And
It just legally
it just makes
puts
people
it down.
Well, it makes people feel like it's like more professional and more legitimate, and they know at that point if they're going to take this work, they actually have to be real about it and not some fuckhead who's going to hang on to somebody's music for a year and 2 months.
Word.
I'm really sour about that.
I was about to say, you had a bad experience about this,
I had a really bad experience with a mixer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to say any names because that's not my thing. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I could. I'm not going to. I don't care. I'm past it. Like I said, I don't have to worry about these fuckheads anymore because I do everything myself.
And you're doing it. Like, you just put out a fucking album, dude. Like, an EP. Like, an EP. That was, like, 6 songs on that shit, right?
Yeah, that was what the guy mixed, but I had to produce it myself.
Yeah.
He told me he was going to produce it and mix it and master it, and all he did was took the stems straight from the recording studio and started mixing. He was lazy.
Yeah.
And he didn't follow directions.
Mm-hmm.
And he stole. He's pretty much stole from me.
That's
He
cool.
like
That's
reached
crazy,
out
dude.
to me on the internet and told me, or asked me, you know, because I reached out and posted on the internet and said, hey, who would want to do this project? And he reaches out to me and says, I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get to his studio, and he's like, well, man, like if I'm gonna do it, I got all this other work. I don't need a deadline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't work with a deadline. You got to give me time to do it. It's like,
Yeah.
you're the one who said you wanted the work.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't be like that. I don't know.
He wanted the money, is what it sounds like.
And he got the money too,
Mhm.
but then he didn't, like, I don't know. It's just rough out there.
Sounds like
Just
a long
watch
story,
out
yeah.
for people, man. I could go into detail and I won't. Just watch
Mhm.
out for people, man, because there's some snakes out here. There really are.
Word.
If you have to trust people to work on your projects, make sure you can trust them. That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up, dude. Right on. What's been your what's your favorite song you've done? What's like that's
on?
released right now that someone could go listen to? What's your just favorite one, or it could be either for any reason, favorite because it's like your favorite to play, or most meaningful, or has the best backstory?
It's actually kind of like an underground tune, "Pimpin' in the Moonlight." You can only find it on my SoundCloud.
Okay.
Check it out, "Pimpin' in the Moonlight."
It sounds. I haven't listened to this
the
one, dude.
Quintessential Jude on SoundCloud. No, you have. I played it.
Okay.
It features the it features Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata.
Oh, word. Okay, yeah. That's
I,
the beat.
like chopped it up. Like, it's a 15-minute song in its entirety, but I chopped out just like little sections of it to use as
Mhm.
samples, and I incorporate that into this lo-fi hip-hop beat, and I'm actually still working on it and remixing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
You've actually
Yeah.
walked in and you've heard it and stuff, so that's like kind of
Mhm.
what I'm most proud of because I like it the most, I think.
Okay.
It's some pretty cool stuff. You can see the demo on SoundCloud if you're curious. I'm working on a remix right now, but I have a lot of stuff that's in the works that I'm really proud of that's not released.
Okay, right on.
Like my masterpiece that I was talking about. That
Mhm.
stuff, like I cannot wait to bring that out for everyone because you guys are all going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't know this kid was working on something like this.
That's
I
awesome.
don't mean to
dude.
brag, but like it is
Humble
good
brag it
work.
out, dude. Get
It
it
is
out
good
there.
work, man. Like I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is my best work.
That's awesome.
From like
If
from
you're proud of
every
it, Nas, share
from
it,
every
dude.
standpoint, I had full control of this entire project, and I've never done work this good in my entire life. I'm super duper ready to get it done and get it out there so everyone can see it and give me some feedback and tell
Right
me if
on,
I'm
dude.
right. Maybe it
Mhm.
sucks. I don't know. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke
Well, I
up my
mean,
own ass.
The thing is, like, you're proud of it. I can tell, like, you're proud of it. It's something that you enjoy. So it's like, whatever, people, fuck them, dude. Like, you're happy
True.
with it. You're good with it.
True.
So it's
My
like,
audience will.
and
will-
the
will
thing
be-
is, like, because you're happy about it, there's millions of people out there that will connect to whatever it is that brings you joy about it, and they'll find joy about it, whether it's your current audience or not out there. Like, someone, because you found joy out of it, because you found like some kind of just goodness out of like the making of it, someone else will find that too,
Yeah.
and they'll connect to that. So
Yeah, I'm hoping that like people will resonate with it. There's a lot of like really cool lyrics and
Mhm.
really deep lyrics. There's a lot of songs in there that I feel like people will resonate with the themes and the lyrics and the stories, and there's a little bit of something for everyone. There's even a song in there that's kind of like, nice.
that was good. Yeah,
Yeah, you got any
that
more?
was a little deep. Yeah,
Cheers.
cheers.
There's one track on there that's even like a Western song. Imagine
Word. Are you
that.
getting
People
your
who
little...
know me know that I do a lot of stuff, but like, I think that's kind of like a surprise to most people. Like, yes, I am making a Western track right now.
That's dope.
That's dope, bro.
Does the guy like some like dun 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 dun?
You'll see. You'll see.
Word.
You'll see.
That's fun. Because I personally, I've been like stepping in. I've kind of been in that little world for a little bit of like trying to do like little folky acoustic country type stuff like that. You've heard a little bit of some sound like that, and like I love that like the back and forth bouncing bass of that type of music. It's very present in like the polka music that like I told you like I grew up listening to. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And like if you go back and listen to a lot of that old country, that's what it is. It's dun 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 dun.
It has that kind of same feel to it.
Dun 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 dun. Like I don't know, it's just got like that little bouncing kind of thing like that. And one thing I've noticed too, just from even just DJing, dude, just from DJing, like me and other people really gravitate towards songs that have like that kind of just like that, the hits on the 1 2 3 4. Like look at like one of the song that comes to my mind is Another One Bites the Dust. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
it's just satisfying, dude. Hearing that bum bum bum.
Also, I feel like 4/4 is just so easy. And it's like universally understood almost.
Yeah.
Like the time signature of 4/4, which I believe that would be in. And it's just so easy to groove with. It is so easy. It's just like
it's just something about those like hits on the where everything just kind of hits like a club, like the in the club beats, boom,
boom, like a house beat or something. There's something about that, yeah.
It's just that steady, just kind of like it's exactly where it like hits right at. Dun dun.
You
dun,
get your head
dun,
knocking like
dun,
this.
Dun dun. Exactly, dude. Even just now, we're fucking bopping to that, dude. And like, that's something about that, dude. I've just noticed that through my time of DJing, through my like 1.5, 2 years of like doing that for people, and just like seeing like, oh, cool, like people respond to that kind of hit feel to it.
Isn't it a great feeling too when people respond or dance to like music that you're playing?
Absolutely.
That like I feel like a lot of artists are going to be watching this, and like I know you guys feel the same way. Like when you're playing and you're performing, no matter if you're DJing or like a singer songwriter or whatever, or in a rock band, and you see people dancing, or in my case, if I see people moshing,
word,
it makes you feel so fucking good. I've seen people like slow dance, like couples slow dance to my songs before, and that makes me feel so good. Like when I move people, like emotionally or physically, if I move people, that is the best, with my art, I should say, that is the best feeling in the world. That is like what I live for. Literally what I live for. Because I'm an entertainer, you know?
That's awesome.
Always been that way. I like being in front of the camera. I love being in front of the microphone. I like making people happy. I
sharing
know how
yourself.
to make. I like to share myself and express myself and make people happy by doing so.
That's awesome, dude. Right on. When did you first like realize that about yourself?
When I was about 12 or 13, when I started writing songs.
Right on.
I realized that I wanted to write songs because I had a story. I had something I wanted to say.
Word. 12, 13-year-old was really, I got something to say.
Yeah, to be honest, like I'm a musician, but to like at the core, I'm a poet.
That's awesome.
I've always been a poet and had a way with words, and I had all these like thoughts and feelings and stuff, and I would journal, and then like write poetry or lyrics or whatever to the stuff I was learning to play. And it was all crap, but
it meant something to you at the time, though.
Like honestly, for like a 14 or 15-year-old, it was pretty decent songwriting, to be real. But it was, if I could think back to some of the lyrics that I wrote, and it was just so cheesy and bleh. I would never be proud of it now. But like 15-year-old me was doing a good job, you know.
That's awesome, dude.
I'm way more proud of what I'm doing now, but I've also had a lot of time to develop.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of time to develop, and to the point where I feel so comfortable with my development that I'm really like able to create the stuff that I like envision and I hear in my head. I'm really able to get that from my head to my instrument or to my digital audio workstation or whatever to make it actually there.
What you hear.
What I hear like is more often than not is what is actually like becoming the recording or whatever. And that's like if you do like music or audio, you know, sometimes it's really hard to get what's in your head, like exactly what's in your head, out of some speakers.
That's facts.
You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have it in your head and then you write this song and it doesn't sound right. And you're like, why does it not sound right? It's not what I envisioned. And after just thousands of attempts of songwriting and, you know, years of experience and stuff like that, you finally get to the point where you get comfortable in your artistry.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get comfortable and confident with your art and with your skills, that's where your true self starts to shine in your artwork.
Absolutely,
and that's
dude.
where you find some really good ass shit.
For sure. Absolutely. No, that's what's up. Yeah. Once you, and just the more, like, you kind of are able to, the more you're able to bring your ideas into the sound, into the picture of everything happening with it, the way that you like envision it in your head with like the sounds and all this stuff, with music, with like production stuff at least, like when you're able to get that picture the way you hear it is dope. It's definitely a talent though. It definitely takes
so
some
much
learning.
So much skill.
Yeah, because these softwares are a fucking language, dude. Like Pro Tools, that's a language, dude. Like the fact of like opening up a blank project and creating 72 fucking track whatever the fuck you're doing, or even just a fucking beat with fucking 18, 20 tracks. Mm-hmm. Just the process of doing that. Like,
yeah, it's a language for sure. Like I taught myself audio. I taught myself Pro Tools. One day I was living with a person. His name's Johnny Dibb. You can look him up. He's a very good songwriter and producer in Nashville.
What's his name? Johnny what?
Johnny Dibb.
Johnny Dibb. Shout out Johnny Dibb.
Yeah, JohnnyDibb.
Word.
Look him up. He's great. Very talented. I was living with this person, and he inspired me to start producing because he had a similar, like...
was that the house I met you at?
Uh-huh.
Word.
This is around the same time that we met, and he inspired me to, like, learn Pro Tools and start recording myself. And I just dropped, like, $2,000 one day and said, fuck it. I'm going to buy everything I need. I'm going to go hard as shit. I'm going to learn Pro Tools. And it took a long time to get to the point where I am now, where I'm comfortable enough to sit down and just open a project and be like, I know what needs to get done to make this happen.
Word, dude.
At first, it was like literally what you'd expect. Like, nice.
That was good. Yeah, that had a little tail to it.
Yeah.
It had a
it's
little
probably
crescendo.
It's going to be very smelly.
It might. That's that PBR burp.
Yeah. Anyways, so like, yeah. What was I saying? Something about Pro Tools.
Pro Tools. Johnny Dibb.
It takes a while. It took me a while to, like, you can imagine when you first start teaching yourself, like I did. Like a lot of people go to school for this, which is great. Not knocking it, but just saying you could do it yourself. I started off just like I bought the program, and then I started watching YouTube videos. And the first one was like how to hook up your interface,
mm-hmm.
and how to like connect everything. And the second one was how to what the hell am I looking at in Pro Tools, pretty much. Because like if you've ever seen a digital audio workstation and you don't know what it is and never worked in one, it looks like just a bunch of stuff and that you've never seen. You don't know any of it. You don't know what it does. And becoming familiar with that was like the next step. Learning what everything does, learning how to route stuff, then like learning how to record properly, like mic placement, gain staging, stuff like that. I taught myself all this, and I learned all through YouTube and books. That's it. And experience. I put myself in studio environments as often as possible. I recorded my own music in my home studio and professional studios, and I started recording people just for experience. I would call up my homies and be like, hey, you got a song? Cool, you want to record? Awesome, come through. And we would just record for free, and I would do it just for experience.
Yeah. That's awesome. I've done that too. Just like when I was first starting, just like, yo, come through. Like, that's like how I started, dude. Me and my friends would like come over to the house and just like work on music and shit. We would just like record on GarageBand with a Rock Band mic, dude. With the fucking like Rock Band from, you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the video
God,
game.
That works?
Yeah, dude. You plug that straight in. It's a USB mic. That's exactly how the fuck we started, dude.
Imagine what the fuck it would sound like. Gosh.
It was okay. You could record with it.
I can't imagine what that sound like. That's cool though. That's
We
all started.
We did some decent shit with it though. We definitely did some like pretty decent shit.
I bet you did.
For like high school kids just being like, yo, let's come over and like record some shit. We had Rock Band mic going straight into the computer and into GarageBand, and this is like 2000 fucking like 9, 2008. Yeah, let's bring the bong out, dude. Hell yeah.
We gotta break it out. It's
Hell yeah.
fine.
Let's get it. But this is fucking
talk and stuff.
This is fucking 2008, 2009, some shit like that. My friends would come over and we would use like the Rock Band Guitar Hero microphones and just record and just be like, yo, like let's see what the fuck we can do with this. So we want to do some shit. Let's try it.
That is how
and it sounded great, dude.
Even professional artists nowadays, that's how they
Gracias.
all started.
Yeah.
With some shitty. We are literally recording. We are recording on a $20 mic. You picked this up for $20. We just looked it up earlier, and it's worth $50. We're recording this podcast on a $20 microphone.
It might end up using just the phone audio,
Sure.
depending on how things play out. But yeah.
Sure, but like there's a microphone. It all goes to say there's a microphone sitting right here, and it would do just fine. If you and me wanted to record a song that we wrote on acoustic guitars, together, if we sat right here and got the gain all correct and got the room all ready and did it the way you're supposed to, this $50 mic would sound just as good as a $200 mic.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you wouldn't even tell the difference. There are professional audio engineers that can't tell the difference between a $300 mic and a $3,000 mic nowadays.
Word.
That's just how it is. If you know how to use what you have, you can use a Rock Band mic and sound great.
Yeah.
It's all about just like do the research, and it's way less complicated than you'd think. If you would dive into it and make it your passion and really focus your energy on learning, you can learn audio in a year and be recording and mixing yourself in a year. And I'd suggest
even less than that, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's all up to you. It's all up to how fast you want to learn it, how much time do you want to put into it.
Absolutely.
I've been recording for years now, and I feel like I'm to the point now where I can charge people $20 an hour, and I do. If you need recording services, hit me up, Modern City Folk.
Gang.
I'm to the point now where I'm comfortable enough and confident enough to be recording myself and other people, and it's not that hard. All I've done is read a few books, watched some videos, and just put myself in the field. I literally knocked on studio doors and said, "Hey, let me in. I want to work," and they would come. They would let me work.
How old were you when you did this?
This is like a year or two ago.
Right on, dude.
I would literally knock on the studio doors and be like, "Hey, I want to come in here and work on some stuff." And it's not always that easy. And
where did you go to that got success with that?
Well, the only thing that ever got anything that was ever beneficial from all of that was actually something that came through from Craigslist. I responded to a Craigslist ad. This guy was looking for an assistant in the studio, and I just happened to scroll past it while I was on my break.
Word.
And he reached back out to me and said that I was perfect because he's not really looking for like an intern that's fresh out of school. He's looking for somebody who's like kind of self-taught and original. And I ended up going in and working with them a few times and just like being a fly on the wall and just being the coffee boy or running some cables or whatever. But I sat there and I learned and soaked up as much info as I could.
Yeah.
And I apply all of that stuff whenever I'm in those settings. I apply it to what I do here in the studio.
That's awesome.
And it makes me better. And it's just because I'm focused and aware of like, hey, this is a situation where I could learn. I should listen up. And I just let people work and watch them, and then I retain that information, bring it home, and then I'm a better engineer because of it.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So you were literally just like hanging out at the studio, just kind of sitting in with everything?
This particular engineer asked me to come to a studio on Music Row to help him, assist him recording for a few hours. This band that was recording music to another artist's song. They had a vocal and acoustic guitar, and they recorded drums, bass, and guitar over it. And it was a really good, really good union players. They didn't even know each other. They just sat down and worked.
Yeah.
And they're all using Nashville numbers, and they were on no bullshit whatsoever. All older guys.
Yeah.
They were like Nashville cats on the real. Nashville cats is exactly what you'd expect when you say that term, Nashville cats. 50 plus. They've all, one of the dudes was 70, he was playing piano.
That's sick.
And he was the sickest motherfucker on the piano
sure, yeah.
I've ever heard in my life. And he never heard the song in his life. He was just looking at some numbers that the guitarist had wrote up. And they've been doing this so long that it's just a job to them. They didn't even know each other. They come in, they read some numbers, they talk about the song, and they sit there and they fucking do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just their job, and it's really cool. All I was really doing that day was just kind of whatever they needed me for. I ran some cables, I got some coffee, I talked about the song a little bit and made some suggestions and stuff, and really I was not really doing a whole lot. It was just good. It was more beneficial for me than anyone, really, because I was the one kind of just soaking up information, and I was the one who was honored to be there.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds fun.
It's great. I'm such a studio rat. I love it.
That's awesome, dude.
The science of music is amazing. It's so cool, and I get it. It just like makes sense to me. You know?
Word.
That's why I like it so much, because I'm good at it. It makes sense.
That's awesome, dude. Like, explain the science of music. Like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean to you?
To
like,
me, it's everything that I read in this Pro Tools book that you would be assigned if you went to like Belmont or like a music college here in town. Johnny Dibb gave me this book, and I read it as a textbook on audio that you would be given if you were in music school. And it's not fun. It's not a narrative. It's facts all the way through. 200 pages of just straight facts. And I read it front to back and taught myself like all this stuff just through this book. Even stuff that like is not really that applicable to me, like how to record like television audiences and television sets and stuff like that. I'm never gonna do that shit. But like I read that shit and retained all that information, you know. What was your initial question? I'm sorry.
I don't remember, dude. You were saying you were such a studio rat. You love like hanging out in the studios.
You asked me something that I forgot.
I don't remember, dude.
Yeah, me neither. We're getting stoned. Sorry.
Oh yeah, but yeah, dude. What's your what do you see for the future of Modern City, dude? For the Modern City, for Quintessential Jude, all that, dude.
Well, that's a
Heaven
good
Dead.
question.
Like,
So,
what do you
like,
what
I'm
Devin Pett.
focusing on right now is Modern City Folk, which is my production label, and we do like recording services and rent this area for live band practices and stuff. And I'm trying to like get to the point where I can get enough business going with like production and stuff like that to like be able to quit my day job and just do it full time. So there's that. We offer, like I said, band practice area, audio, like recording, mixing, live videos, like live music video. We do stuff like this if you ever need like an interview.
A space even to rent out like
yeah,
that. Like
know?
if someone were to come to you and say, "Hey, could I like come use your space and like do like a music video," or like someone come in and say like for an interview or something coming and like doing stuff like that, open it up and being like, "Hey, we can use this." Yeah.
We're trying at Modern City Field. We're just trying to work with the community and work with whoever and be budget friendly and just do whatever we can to facilitate anything we can.
Talk about your car that was in the video.
The Falcon?
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Well, okay. So
Share that story, yeah.
Okay, so like a few years back, I used to drive this 1965 Ford Falcon. This is really sweet, like cherry, restored, old school American vehicle. And I drove it as a daily driver everywhere I'd go, and it got me a lot of attention. And I rolled up to my favorite cafe in Nashville called Dose. And this guy, as I'm getting out of my vehicle, comes and knocks on the window. I roll it down, and he's like, "Hey, this is a sweet car. Would you want to like rent it out to a band for a music video?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Who is it?" And they're like, "Cage the Elephant." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you can get my number. Here's my card." And then we put like, you know, we had to negotiate a little bit and did some business. And then I ended up on set with Cage the Elephant and Matt Schultz. And we worked together with a small team at a abandoned jail here in like southwest Nashville. And we shot the Cold, Cold, Cold music video there.
Word,
it's
dude.
featuring my car, Black Betty.
That's sick,
and
dude.
I got to be like on set with Matt and met his wife and got his number and everything. It was great. He's very chill. He's very professional. Very smart man.
That's awesome, dude. That's
you can
what's
check
up,
that out.
dude.
You can go on YouTube right now. Search "Cold, Cold, Cold." The first scene, the first 30 seconds of the video by Cage the Elephant is my car.
That's awesome. Let me like check the video real quick, just make sure everything's still good. Yeah, we're going, dude. That's awesome. Nah, that's sick as fuck though. That's sick, dude.
Yeah, it's one of the best moments in my career for sure. Like working with any artist, just because like that's a huge name. It's like an honor.
That's a big, that's a big experience. Absolutely,
and it just
dude.
goes to show that like a lot of this, like trying to like look or seek for opportunities, that's never gonna happen. You just gotta be available.
Do you want to talk about what you just recently went through? What you just recently experienced with Craigslist?
No.
You don't want to bring that up?
No.
Word.
It's too fresh.
Word, dude.
We had like somebody try to come. We'll just touch on it. We had somebody. They like faked that they were like this like manager of a big name artist, and they wanted to come through to our studio to record vocals. And we were like, okay, cool. Send us like. They asked us for an invoice. We sent them an invoice. It seemed too good to be true, and that's because it was. Ended up being kind of like just a super scam. This guy trying to get our information or a bank account or whatever so he could scam us. But like, we sent him an invoice, what it would cost to rent or to like work with us at the studio, and we asked that he would send like a picture of the check that he's about to send in the mail. And he never got back to us, and just like no artist ever showed up, and it was just it was fake. It was just, it was fake news.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. It's unfortunate.
Watch out, man, especially with.
But it goes back to just like, yo, that's the fucking reality. You gotta watch. You gotta be careful of like the things that go on sometimes with all that stuff, because like it's people will try to scam you. There are people who will try to do stuff like that, and like who will try to do crazy shit, like, and just to steal your money, just to take money from you and shit, and like it's just, you just gotta be careful out there with it. Yeah. Yo,
do you mind if we like flip the script and we talk about you for a bit?
Let's get it.
Oh, okay. I feel like we should wrap up soon.
All right.
But like I kind of feel like you have a lot to say too, because you're doing a lot of stuff.
Let's get it.
So like, what do you do? What's your focus nowadays? What are you working on? What are you pushing forward with?
I'm just trying to piece together, I just want to go out and get, I just feel like there's just like things in Nashville that I'm like finishing up, and just things I want to just get to out here, and for my own personal life, just in things that are going on, and just handle that. And also at the same time, like Nashville is a place to come and create, dude. It really is a fucking creative hub, dude. Yeah. It's a fucking place to come and just make cool things happen. And it's like, back in Charlotte, I was living with my family, and like I love my family to death, and I had a great time being there, being home, like hanging out with family was awesome. But it was just like, I also am ready to just like create. I have a vision for what I want to do. I have a vision for the type of things that I want to accomplish in my life, and a lot of them just because of like the location of Nashville, like what Nashville is. Like I love Nashville, dude, because it's such a creative hub, dude. It really is. Like you have so much talent and so much like of all, like people from all over the world come to Nashville, all over the country come to Nashville to be here and do something, like bring some kind of talent, bring something that they have in their own world, and they come to Nashville to make that happen. You know? And it's like, I don't know, I love that about the city, because it's like so many people like bring their own individual talents from around the world to create what it is here. And like and the city itself is already so dope with just like everything that goes on here, and just everything that's just Nashville. It's like there's the people, everything that happens in it. Absolutely, dude.
Nashville is what you make it. You can come here. A lot of people come here as a songwriter or a musician, and they like after a few years or whatever amount of time, they're like, it's not working, or why is it not what I thought it'd be? And it's because Nashville's what you make it. Are you out there at the jams? Are you trying to songwrite with other people? Are you trying to be interviewed or interview people? Are you trying to make shit happen, or no? Are you sitting on the couch watching Netflix and wondering why your career's not working?
Yeah.
You got to be out here doing stuff, but there's a lot of shit to shake up out here. We're just sitting here doing a podcast interview just because. Just because like we want to create some content, and we're right here. And that's the kind of vibe, like, you know, I could get on the internet right now and start like messaging people and trying to create some project.
Yeah.
You know, if I have a vision for something, there's the people here to do it.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that's true, dude. And there's like so much talent out of here, dude. And like it's an entertainment city. It's an entertainment city, dude. There's so much like talent and just creativity that runs through the city, dude. So it's a really cool place to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super glad to be here.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
a very,
not-
it's got its own unique little like vibe to it. There's no other place like Nashville, dude. Like it's just kind of like
Never been anywhere like
its
it,
own little
right?
city. I want to check out Austin, dude. I really want to get
Me
out to
too.
Austin sometime.
There's a big punk scene there, and I follow a lot of
Mhm.
punks, and they all live in Austin, so I kind of
That's
want to
sick.
travel there too.
I want to go to Denver too.
Yes.
Have you been to Denver?
No.
Where
That'd be great.
I want to get out there, dude. I work with one of the music bingo places. I was the trivia stuff and all that I was doing in Charlotte. They are based in Denver now, and the dudes told me like I can work like 6-7 nights a week. Like literally, like he can get me in shows out there. So like I have work
Oh,
in
yeah.
Denver right now, and
I
he
feel
said I
like
could
there's
stay
a
with him
lot
for a
of
little
work
bit
out there for
while I'm
people
getting
like us.
settled in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, dude, because it's same type of thing, dude. It's just a fucking little creative place. Like you get people moving in, you got a fucking dope place that's already there, and like it's just a cool. I'm sure, dude. And then there's weed, like fucking weed.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
we had to
dude.
hit that too.
That's a fucking part.
Yeah, yeah.
And like everyone's just like chilling, smoking weed, and
yeah.
like
And taking mushrooms.
doing their thing. Is that like what's the like thing out there for it? Is it
I think
illegal?
they just legalized mushrooms. I think.
Did they really?
I think.
Word.
Internet that shit, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I heard something about like they.
I know Colorado, or not Colorado, fucking Canada. Didn't Canada recently do that? I thought that they recently like legalized mushrooms.
I'm not cultured. I don't fucking
Word.
know shit. I don't
Word.
keep up with what's going.
Yeah, let's look it up. We remember we were like talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the phone.
Here you go.
Word. Let me see this. Hold on. So what's that? Hold on.
I'll be right back.
Canada legalizing. Yo, I gotta pee like a motherfucker, dude.
we should like pause or like finish up or something.
Yeah, let's get it, dude. Is there anything else you want to cover? Anything else that you want to like?
Yeah. If you guys are interested, I just released a project. It's my self-titled EP. It's
Mhm.
called Jude Quinn, and you can find it anywhere that you can stream music.
Okay, that's awesome.
So
What's the
please go
album name?
listen. It's a self-titled EP. It's called Jude Quinn.
Jude
And-
Quinn. So
yeah.
what did it spell that out real quick?
It's JUDEQUINN. Jude Quinn.
Jude Quinn.
Give me a follow. I would love for you guys to like follow me and like listen to my music. 'Cause I have a lot of stuff coming out. I think a lot of people will enjoy it.
And I listened through Jude Quinn album, and it's fucking awesome. It actually is like genuinely really good. The last song fucking hits, dude. That
Thanks.
song fucking like
That's the
I
reason
remember.
I put it there. Yeah.
I remember like no, like I listened through the album. Like I legitimately listened through everything, and like I was like, yo, this is a good album. This is cool. This is jam. And then like that song comes on, and I was like, oh, okay, this is the next artist. The album was done. That last song was the next artist, and then like, and then it's like, and then you start singing, and I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
what the fuck? Wait. And like I was legitimately just like so caught off guard by it, dude. That and like it was great. It was like the whole
Yes.
album was awesome, but like that part cool too was just like
there was a reason I put it there. It was appropriate for that song to be at the end.
that's what's up, dude.
I think about this stuff, man.
Uh-huh.
I really do.
No, that's awesome.
Oh.
And like I was like so like I just because it just hit me, dude. I
Yeah.
was laying on my couch in the living room at home, and like I remember I was just like listening to it. I was listening to it. I think I was like just listening through the album, and like it was. I was like, okay, cool. The next one's done, and then you just came in.
Mhm.
That shit was cool, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, besides that, I don't really have much else to say. I think we covered a lot.
I think
This
we
was
did,
a
dude.
Great interview, man.
That was fun, dude. That was good. Hold
Yeah.
on. Let me look this up. Canada legalizing
Mushies.
mushies. I'm gonna search that. Let's see what happens. Canada. Oh, I misspelled legalizing.
Nice.
Hold on. Are legal under Canada's. They are legal.
Canada does stuff different.
They're not talking about anything on here, so maybe not.
They do stuff different up there, yo. That's all I know. Anyways,
Where, dude?
whatever. Fuck it. You
Wait.
guys
Oh,
can-
wait. You said like Colorado. Hold on. Let's search that real
I'm
quick.
sure everybody can
Colorado
Google that shit themselves.
legalizing mushrooms. Although recreational marijuana is now legal in Colorado, the mushroom affected only Denver. Hallucinogenic mushrooms remain illegal in Denver and the rest of Colorado, and selling them. Okay, yeah. So no.
I heard some like fake news.
I heard there was something
maybe,
about
yeah.
like someone legalizing mushrooms. I don't remember. I don't know. It'll pop up if
Yeah.
it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude. But no, I think we covered a lot, dude.
Yeah, man, it's been a good time, man. Thank
Dude,
you.
absolutely, man. That was fun. That was good.
Lifehouse Productions.
Lifehouse Productions.
Life Talks is what you.
Lifehouse Productions. A. What's the other one? There we are.
Well, we got. Is that it right there?
One finger. You got Life with the right.
Yeah.
House with the left.
There you go. Lifehouse.
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 I like that a lot, dude.
Cozy Gang.
Cozy Gang, yo. Cozy
We out
Gang.
here.
That's a little thing for Cozy Gang. You just like Cozy Gang. Just like
I've been
little
Cozy
piece.
Gang all night, dude. I wore Cozy Gang shit for this interview.
Dude, I get fucking cold as shit, dude. You can see me bundled up, especially when I smoke, dude. Smoking just makes me fucking like cold and like my body just like I have to pee. Like it just happens.
Yeah, I gotta pee right now.
But as long as I got blankets and jackets and a toilet, dude, I'm like good. So
yeah.
But yeah, all right, dude. Let's get it.
Thanks everybody. We appreciate it.
Peace, y'all. That was fun. Stevie Does Life. Jude Quinn. Where can they find you on social media?
So, Modern City Folk or Jude
Both.
Quinn.
Everything.
Or Jude Quinn.
Everything.
That's it. That's all they need to know. Jude Quinn Music.
What's Instagram? Instagram,
The
Twitter.
Quintessential Jude or Jude Quinn Music is where you can find all my shit, all my music, and then Modern City Folk is my tag for my productions and stuff.
Word. That's what's up. Peace,
Cozy
y'all.
Gang. Later.
Cozy Gang. We're out of here. Peace. That was dope, dude.